We want to send a signal that our society will disapprove of homosexuality. Why they disapprove? Because society is disgusted by gays. Now, when you then take a survey, like the Attorney General cited a survey by the NTU survey, and in that survey it talks about homosexuality. Do you agree homosexuality is fine and blah 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 blah? They never made a distinction between bisexuals and homosexuals, just generally. Do you, and most of them, and when you look, half of them took a very neutral stand, and 25 of them disapproved, and 25 of them agreed, and so on and so forth. But the flaw is, the flaw of this whole survey is this, that the Attorney General, if you look at the whole conclusion, most of them actually approve of homosexuality. Because the neutral is 45 already. The yes is 25. It's only the minority who are opposing. But even then, there's another problem in this whole dynamics of public disapproval. Now, they lumped both lesbians and gays together in that survey. So the impressions that the surveyors might have is that actually they're talking about gays and not lesbians. It is not, surveys you need to explain, or just like the death penalty, simply you go and ask people, do you approve of death penalty, without explaining the mandatory death sentence element. They might disagree or agree or otherwise, because you need to explain to them before you have, so that would be the sophisticated survey. So the problem is that lesbianism, basically what our society in essence is disapproving is that we are not as disgusted with lesbians in as much we are disgusted with gays. We can tolerate lesbian sex, it's fine, but we cannot tolerate gay sex. That is the disgust. Is that rational? That's totally irrational. Now, what is important about the constitutional terminologies here, which you need to grasp, and I think that that's important, that this, is George Prema's discussion, is that there is a concept of constitutional morality that you must grasp. In constitutional law, right, they talk about public morality, that majority feels certain way, therefore, that is the role of parliament, and parliament majority will that's basically parliamentary supremacy, the majority, right, votes and so on and so forth. But constitutional morality means it's actually the minority. That means this is a concept that was recognized, originated from South Africa. In South Africa, the South African courts, when the courts dealt with this issue, this issue of sexuality, and also it was endorsed in India in the Ness Foundation case, when the courts initially struck down 377A, that look, if at all the constitution makes any sense, okay, 5 minutes, in as much, if at all the constitution has any power, has any meaning, it is about protecting minority rights. That is the reason why you need to go to court. Why do you need to go to court to what? Enforce the law, is it? It's to challenge the law. It's to challenge when there is majoritarian oppression. It is to challenge when there is absurdity. It's to challenge when majority is saying, look, your sexuality is your acts, like you gays, you're disgusting. We can't understand how you guys, you're talking about anal sex, but disgusting, So this is where the constitutional morality comes in, that the minorities' rights should be asserted. And that is where the role of the courts come. That the courts have a duty to constitutionally adjudicate, but not abdicate that duty. I repeat, the courts have a duty to adjudicate on these matters, and it should not be left to parliament, and you must not abdicate, ABD, abdicate that duty, which sadly the Singapore courts have abdicated that duty. In 1969, the case of MARUAH, all over the world, this case was a highlight case. In 1969, they said that the courts should retreat from this position of parliamentary supremacy. The courts must adjudicate. Our courts have gone back beyond 1969 very sadly. Now finally, the issue of sexuality. Why? The reason why in Article 12.2, which is equality provision, right? Which is equality. Why is it that the gays, we had the CEDAW committee, and in that report they said that the gender discrimination should be included in Article 9 within the Article 9 and Article 12. Article 12 is equality provision in the Constitution. That Article 12 should prohibit any discrimination against any form of gender discrimination. It should prohibit gender discrimination, which should include homosexuality and blah 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 and all that. The government gave an undertaking that should be read into the constitution. But you know what is so sad? The AG was so bold enough to say that, look, women also can be discriminated under the constitution because sex is not included in our constitution. That means no one shall be discriminated on grounds of religion, blah, 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 blah. Religion, birth, descent and all that. But sex was excluded. So if sex is included, if Article 12 is read in such a way that there's discrimination against sex is included, then we will have 377A abolished, repealed by the courts. But they are not prepared to even recognize gender equality. And that is very sad. I don't know why everyone is keeping quiet, but that's another politics for another day. Don't have to worry, Prema, you know your problem. No, don't worry, you know, I'm Asha, you know, Asha will speak up. She's a very fiery woman. I'm an Indian woman in a... Okay, finally. Okay, thank you so much. And 2 more minutes? Okay. Now, it's very important. It's very important. I know you all have different sexuality. Are you a boy? Are you a girl? This and that. All of you are boys, girls. Now, what is LGBTQI? A. What is L? You don't answer. L is what? Faster lah. G? B? LGBT? Q? I? Intersex. A? Asexual. Now I am in Pink Award, I declared myself, I am ladies and gentlemen, I am a pansexual. Clap lah, you. Clap lah, clap, clap, clap. Darling, you all must clap. This is an afternoon. You know, you all must be charged, you all must be happy. You all are like so old woman and old, you know, never mind. Okay, then secondly, finally, thank you.